afternoon, welcome back to Oven Mitts Without Any Tips. Here we are again, tea time. So, what have we got for you today? Oh, by the way, my name's Corinne and I'm your host for the evening. I say evening, you might not be watching this in the evening, you might be watching it during the day. I don't know, but welcome, my name's Corinne. Nice to have you with us. So, I'm cooking today a chicken paella. Now you can call it paella, call it whatever you want. It's the same thing. So, what I've done so far is I've cut up 3 chicken breasts. The recipe does say to slice them. Now I'm not gonna lie, they're kind of like just into chunks, slices, whatever. However you want to eat them, cut them up like that. And we'll put them in a pan with some onions and we'll brown them off, like so. Next to that, we're going to add the spices. So we've got 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika. I'm going to put 1 teaspoon of ground cumin. If the oil's gone a little bit dry, add a little bit of water to it. I think I'm going to add a little bit of water to this little splash of water. I use fry light, so I don't use a lot of oil. But if you do use normal oil, it may be okay. But if you're making it healthy like I am, it may have just dried up slightly. So just to stop things from burning and sticking to the pan, add a little bit of water. So that was 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika, 1.5 teaspoons of ground cumin, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, 1 teaspoon of thyme, and about 1/2 teaspoon of all purpose seasoning. There's a little bit more. Now you can add garlic if you want. I'm choosing not to, because I think there's enough spices in there. I want to actually taste the flavours, I don't want the garlic to overpower it. And in with the chicken and onions you can also put mushrooms as well if you like. Again, I don't like them. Sorry Neil. So get all the spices in there. In fact, it's alright actually, there is some chicken juices starting to come out, so give it all a stir around and then pop it back on the heat for a couple of minutes just to start letting them spices cook out before we add the rice. Now you can hear Sevi, he's not in here with me, he's in the living room, but he's being his usual noisy self, because that's what he does. So while that's just having a little bit of a cook out, I'm going to turn the heat down slightly. I have also got 350 grams of rice. I'm using long grain rice for this, but you can use arborio if you want, or risotto rice or paella rice. I'm just using long grain for this particular recipe. I've got a jar of red peppers in brine, roasted red peppers that I've already drained and cut up into little pieces. I've got 750 ml of chicken stock, and I've got my tomato sauce, which is about 400 can-ish of tomato. If you can use, again, chopped tomatoes if you prefer to use chopped tomatoes. Feel free to use those. But I'm not particularly a fan of the tomato chunks, so I don't use it anyway. I would opt for passata if I wasn't using that. So in goes the rice. Just give that a bit of a coating on a bit of spices before we put the rest of the ingredients in. I have found though it's quite handy when you are doing cooking to get all your ingredients out and maybe just get them weighed out before you start. I have found it's made my cooking time a lot quicker. So that's that. Into that goes the, let's just check actually, does this go in now? Yes, we also need tomato puree actually. We need a tablespoon of chopped tomato puree, so I'm just going to get that and add that now. My bad for not getting all the ingredients out. I'll just get that in there. We'll add the tomato sauce. Let's give that a stir around with the tomato puree. Keep on stirring it at this stage because you don't want the rice to stick to the bottom and burn. if you need to, just turn the heat down again a little bit. Now I'm using a paella pan here, which I've had for ages, but I don't have a lid for it. That's the downside. So you do need a lid for whatever you're using, but I'm just going to use some foil. It's quite a decent substitute for if you don't have a lid. So into there, I'm going to put the chicken stock, 750 ml. Again, don't worry about writing everything down. I am going to put the ingredients at the end for you to just jot down later. And then into that, add these peppers. If you're not struck on peppers, you can leave them out if you want, not a problem. So we'll give that a stir around. And pretty much, once everything's coated in all the stock and the sauce, I'm going to cover this and leave this to cook for about 20 minutes. Now if you can, don't touch it. But check it in about 20 minutes. Put it on a sort of low to medium heat as well, because you don't want it to burn. Or cooked, if it cooks too quickly, if the rice won't absorb all the flavours. And you might get no sauce with undercooked rice. We don't want that. So that's everything pretty much coated and covered. So I'll leave that, I'll cover that with some foil, and we'll leave that for about 20 minutes, and we'll come back to it and see if it needs a little bit longer, or indeed if it's too long. Hopefully I won't burn this one. Right, let's have a look how we're doing. It's not looking too bad. I'm going to give it a stir. Got to it just in time, just starting to stick. There's still quite a bit of liquid left in it, so give it a stir around, and I'm going to throw some peas on top and leave it again for another sort of 5 minutes or so, just to finish it off. I think you need to make sure that you put it on a low heat rather than medium heat, definitely. This is on the lowest it'll go, but it's the biggest ring because it's the paella pan. Well, so it's actually the wok ring. It's the only one that really fits the paella pan. That's that. So I will just throw. There's no exact science with the peas. Just grab some out the freezer, throw them on top. Make sure they're not stuck together. We'll put this back on in a few minutes. And all will be done. Right, moment of truth. Dinner is cooked. I can't find a spoon. Found a spoon. So let's get this off and see how it's looking. You could adapt this to any sort of paella if you wanted to, you know, like seafood or whatever, but I'm not a seafood fan. I'm really not coming across well on this channel, am I? I don't like a lot of food. I don't like a lot of food, but I do like a lot of food as well. I used to be way fussier than I am, trust me. So there we have it. It's looking really nice. Well, it looks like a paella. That's half a battle won. But just remember, this is a healthy version. So it's not got all like the oils and stuff that you would normally get in if you went abroad, or if you cooked an authentic Spanish paella. So there we go. What do we think? Looks like a paella. Let's see if it tastes like a paella. I've also got some lemon wedges to serve. And there'll be plenty here for dinner tomorrow as well. As you know, if you've been with me plenty of recipes by now, you'll know that I cook enough for dinner the following day. So we've always got healthy meals. we have it. Chicken paella. So I'll pour mine, in fact I'll do mine now and I'll give you a taste. You can use just lemon juice if you want, or you can get proper lemons and give it a squeeze over. Just be careful you don't get any pips. I'll do Neil's as well, I'm going to take his in for him. There we go. Ow, I cut my finger this morning. Lemon juice on a cut finger. Does not bode well. So, moment of truth. Is it worth it? Hot. Needs a little bit more lemon. Put a little bit more on yours as well. And there we have it. So I'm going to go and eat this. I hope you've enjoyed this. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe and see what else we've got coming up in the Oven Mitts kitchen. For now, take care, stay safe, see you next time.